You won't believe the tea we're spilling today. From secret breakups to shocking lies, this is unreal tea. Hit subscribe before the drama starts. Welcome, everyone. When a light in Mary's life went dark, the secret battle. Her best friend hid for months. Fans of Sister Wives have watched Mary Brown face heartbreak, betrayal, and reinvention for years. But now a new emotional tempest has blown into her life. A storm that even the cameras did not see. It's not a tale of polygamy, divorce, or spiritual awakening, but loyalty, silence, and an unseen foe that almost took it all. The video began as any other. Mary and her longtime best friend Jen joking about therapy, ex-polygamy, and their playful dynamic. They dubbed it Salty Birches, and it was just another offbeat clip. Or at least so we thought. But beneath the smiles and jokes was a heartbreaking reality that Jen had kept concealed for months. A reality that is only now being revealed, and it's shattering hearts throughout the fandom. What do you do when the person you trust more than anyone else, your emotional support, your business partner, your dearest friend, is battling secretly for her family's survival? When Jen finally spoke the truth, it shook up Mary's life and the lives of everyone around her. This is not just another Sister Wives update. This is a raw, painful, and very human tale of friendship, sickness, sacrifice, and strength. Stick with us as we unravel it all, from Jen's mysterious vanishing act on social media to her devastating disclosure of her husband's rare and aggressive cancer diagnosis. This is a story that is not in the papers yet, but it needs to be, and it begins here. Mary Brown and best friend Jen have always shared the sort of friendship you don't often see. Candid, loyal, and founded on years of mutual trust. People love their Friday night with friends lives, their biting sarcasm, and the warmth that they infused on television. So when Jen abruptly pulled out of the limelight earlier this year, people took notice and fretted. Initially, the reason was hazy. Jen mentioned family problems and Mary went quietly on. But those who were really following them sensed that something was amiss. There was a seriousness in Mary's eyes. Silence over Jen's disappearance became deafening. And then, out of nowhere, Jen tweeted a picture that made everything change. It was a bland photograph, her and her husband Shawn smiling, arm in arm. But the caption was far from bland. This photo was taken on our 19th anniversary, just before Shawn started treatment for sarcoma, an aggressive and rare cancer. In a matter of a few paragraphs, Jen unwound the secret she had been harboring for months. Shawn had weathered 5 weeks of radiation, 2 significant surgeries, and the removal of a third tumor, one that had grown quietly beyond the reach of treatment. The weight of those words was like being punched in the chest. Everything was explained. The canceled lives, the quiet withdrawal from social media, the silent anguish in Mary's eyes. And behind it all, Jen, a woman beloved by her fans for her quick wit and down-to-earth personality, was attempting to keep her family intact and protect her children from the tempest. "We kept this close so our kids could get through the school year without extra worry," Jen posted. "But we've told them now, and we're telling you too." It wasn't an update on cancer. It was a wail of honesty, exposure, and thankfulness. Jen and Shawn weren't seeking sympathy. They were expressing gratitude to the ones who texted, prayed, checked in, helped their kids unwittingly. "Texts, check-ins, prayers, and acts of kindness have gotten us through," she went on. Mary's reply? Brief, blunt, honest. "Love you tons, guys." 6 words, but for those familiar with Mary, they held great heft. Cancer, courage, and community. For Mary, who has endured storms of betrayal, abandonment, and spiritual disillusionment, this could be one of the most difficult pages yet. To watch someone who stood by her for more than a decade now struggle with such an uncertain foe is enough to weaken anyone's faith. Jen originally came into Mary's life in Las Vegas, not as a friend, but as an exterminator. She was brought in to solve a pest issue and then became one of Mary's strongest emotional supports. When Mary's mother died and left Lizzie's heritage in to be cared for, it was Jen who took up the task, moving her family to Parowan, disrupting her life to help Mary manage the business. This was not just a friendship, it was a bond forged in crisis and loyalty. So for fans who felt something was off over the past few months, you were right. But what none of us expected was just how deeply Jen had been suffering behind the scenes. Sarcoma isn't just rare, it's cruel. What is sarcoma, the silent killer? Sarcoma is a rare set of cancers that develop in bones or soft tissues, muscle, fat, blood vessels, nerves, tendons, says the Mayo Clinic. Its symptoms may be as subtle as a lump or bellyache, but it can be growing quickly, coming back frequently, and, in a few instances, becoming a dead loss to treat. Jen's follow-up report disclosed that Shawn's sarcoma was diagnosed late, beyond the treatment radius, evidence of how stealthy and virulent this cancer can be. Furthermore, even after extensive surgery, recurrence dread still hangs in the air. The cancer does not only affect the patient, it eats up the family. As someone who has personally traversed this journey, I can tell you, life is a haze of hospital trips, fear, uncertainty, and pretending to smile for your children when your world is crumbling around you. You lose control, you lose routine, but you struggle to hold on to your hope. Emotional fallout, isolation, depression, and strength. Jen hasn't only battled cancer, she's battled to remain strong for her children, her husband, and herself. And the emotional cost is overwhelming. As a person who has observed a partner endure cancer, I am well aware of the dark places your mind wanders to. You consider mortality. What ifs? About how life may change in the blink of an eye. And even as you hang on to each morsel of good news, you prepare yourself for the next bad one too. Jen's going public at this moment, in Sarcoma Awareness Month no less, is not only bold, it's necessary. There are individuals out there who will read what she has to say and say, wait, that hurting I've been experiencing, should I get it checked? And perhaps, just perhaps, lives will be saved. Mary's role, stepping up behind the scenes. While TLC hasn't shown this side of Mary, those who follow closely know she's always been a caregiver at heart. Despite her strained family relationships, Mary has consistently shown up when it counts. And now she's showing up again. For Jen, for Shawn, for the kids. That's why Jen's absence makes sense. That's why Friday Night with Friends was paused. And that's why Mary's vibe has been different lately. She's silently shouldering a weight the show hasn't even broached. Whether or not this gets aired in the next season of Sister Wives, we hope TLC is sensitive to the boundaries of this intensely personal struggle. But if it does get on the air, viewers will require tissues. Because this isn't a storyline. It's real life, bearing the burden in secret. Perhaps the saddest aspect of all of this is the weight that Jen and Shawn bore in secret. While fans speculated about her offline disappearance, the reality was playing out in private, hour by hour, behind closed doors. No GoFundMe links, no pleading public posts, only stoic strength. And while the world continued turning, new Sister Wives episodes, online gossip, headlines about Cody and Christine, Jen and Shawn were in a private war, waged with radiation, surgeries, and fear. Now, knowing what they were living through while smiling in old photos hits different. That funny, salty Birches video with Mary? A brief, brave moment of light in a very dark time. They say we never know what people's struggles are. This tale confirms that entirely. What the future holds. The future of Jen and Shawn is not yet complete. There will be checkups, tests, and times of uncertainty. But there will be grit, clarity, and thanksgiving too. The fact that Jen is sharing this now, Sarcoma Awareness Month, means nothing to no one. She is converting pain to purpose, converting a personal struggle to a public message that has the potential to save others earlier. As a fan, all we can do is be supportive by raising awareness, sending prayers, and giving them space. A different sort of sisterhood. In Sister Wives' world, relationships are often complicated, messy, and emotionally volatile. But Jen and Mary's friendship has always been refreshingly distinct. It's not on religion, not on marriage, not on cameras. It's on choice. Jen chose to be there for Mary when the inn was in trouble. Mary is now choosing to be there for Jen when her whole life is up in the air. That's the kind of relationship we don't get enough of. Not only on TV, but in life. Will TLC cover this? Should they? At this writing, there has been no word from TLC on whether the fight Jen and Shawn have with cancer will be featured on Sister Wives. A part of me wishes they wouldn't, because not all that is holy must be aired. But if they do, I pray that they handle it with care, kindness, and the delicacy it's owed. This isn't trash TV. This is actual life. Why this story matters to every fan watching this unfold. This isn't just a story about cancer. It's a story about love, loyalty, sacrifice, and strength. It's a reminder that life is fragile, that people you see smiling online might be carrying invisible pain, that every moment matters, and maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder to check in with those we love, to say, I'm here, even when they tell you they're okay, especially then. In closing, a message to Jen and Shawn. To Jen, your strength is greater than you realize. Your silence was strength. Your vulnerability is a gift. You are seen, you are loved, and your story matters. To Shawn, keep fighting. You're not merely a patient, you're a warrior, a father, a husband, and a man who obviously has a village behind him. You've got this. To Mary, thanks for letting us all see what friendship means in a world which consistently loses sight of it. If you or a loved one are presenting with unusual symptoms, mysterious pain, or just something that doesn't feel right, don't wait. Sarcoma is uncommon, but awareness saves lives. Share the story of Jen and Shawn. Archie, post a yellow ribbon in honor of Sarcoma Awareness Month. Leave your message of love and support in the comments below. You never know who needs it most. This family's drama is far from over, so smash like. If you're our team wives, subscribe for the next explosive update and drop a comment below. Who do you think will win? Stay shady, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next scandal. Behind TLC Sister Wives out.